First question: when chicken price rises by 40%, the quantity of KFC fried chicken supplied rises by 20%. Calculate the price elasticity of supply. The price elasticity of supply is equal to percentage change in quantity supplied divided by percentage change in price. So percentage change in quantity is 20% and percentage change in price is 40%. So 20 by 40 is 0.5. This is the price elasticity of the supply. This question. Second, ABC and Co balance sheet included the following accounts: cash 10,000, accounts receivable 5,000, inventory 5,000, stock investments 1,000, prepaid taxes 500, current liabilities 15,000. Find the quick ratio. Quick ratio is given by the formula quick assets divided by current liabilities. Here the quick assets means cash, cash equivalents, short-term investments, marketable securities, account receivable. So all the easily liquidifiable, cash convertible, easily convertible assets are quick assets. So in this case, cash is given 10,000 and accounts receivable also quick asset 5,000 and inventory is not a quick asset. It's a current asset but it's not a quick asset. And stock investment is a quick asset. Stock investment 1,000 we can add. Prepaid tax is not a quick asset. Okay, so 10,000 plus 5,000 plus 1,000 and divided by 15,000 current liabilities. Okay, this gives to 16,000 divided by 15,000, so which is equivalent to 1.07 is the quick ratio. Next question. A sack contains 4 black balls and 5 red balls. What is the probability to draw 1 black ball and 2 red balls in one draw? The probability formula is P of E is equal to N of E divided by N of S. Okay, N of E is how many we are choosing and N of S is the how many possible conditions are available, sample space. So N of E is here from 4 black balls, 1 black ball is drawn. So 4C1, here 1 black ball and 2 red balls are given. Here the AND condition is given, so we have to multiply it. And from 5 red balls, 2 red balls are drawn. So 5C2 divided by total balls. 4 black balls and 5 red balls is available. So 9 balls, 9, and out of that 1 black ball and 2 red balls are drawn. So totally 3 balls are drawn. So out of 9 balls, 3 balls are drawn, 9C3. Okay, this is the total space available. So which is equal to 4C1 is value is 4 into 5C2 is 5 into 4 divided by 2. Okay, divided by 9C3. 9C3 is 9 into 8 into 7 divided by 3 into 2. So if you solve this, 4 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 divided by 2 into 9 into 8 into 7 you will get. So in turn you cancel out the possible numbers, you will get 10 divided by 21 is the probability. After 21 we have 10 chances. Next question. In balance sheet the amount of total asset is 10 lakh, current liability is 5 lakh and capital and reserves is 2 lakh. What is the debt equity ratio? So the debt equity ratio is equal to debt divided by equity, so which is further equal to long term liabilities divided by tangible net worth. So tangible net worth here is equal to capital plus reserves minus intangible assets, which here for intangible asset is not given, so we can leave that, but capital and reserve is 2 lakh is given, so that is tangible net worth. The long term debt is how we can calculate. Long term debt is calculated by total liabilities, subtracting the total liabilities with the current liabilities and capital and reserve, we will get the long term debt. But here total liabilities value is not given, but total asset is given. But in case of balance sheet, Total asset is equal to total liabilities. So we can take total liabilities as 10 lakh. 10 lakh we can take it as total liabilities minus current liabilities 5 lakh minus 2 is equal to 3 lakh is the long term debt. So debt equity ratio is equal to 3 divided by 2, which is further equal to 1.5 is to 1. Recoveries of loan and advance is 5,000. Miscellaneous capital receipt is 1,500, and market loans 1,200. Short-term borrowings 1,800. External assistance 450. State provident fund 600. Other receipts 1,500. Securities issued against small savings 750. Recoveries of short-term loans and government and advances from states and loans to government servants 1,200. Total non-tax revenue 6,500 and net tax revenue 2,500. Drawdown cash balance is 5,500. So calculate the capital receipt. So capital receipt is given by the formula non-debt receipt and debt receipt. Addition of both these receipts is capital receipts. So capital non-debt receipt is given by the formula recoveries of loan and advances, and from these recoveries of loans and advances we have to subtract the recoveries of short-term loans and advances from state and loans given to the government servants, and we have to add miscellaneous capital receipts. So here recoveries of loan is 5,000 minus we have to deduct the recoveries of short-term loans and advances from state and loans to government servants, so which is 1,200 minus 1,200, then add miscellaneous capital receipt. Miscellaneous capital receipt is 1,500, so we will get 5,300 crores. So next, debt receipt. Debt receipt is given by the formula market loans, then short-term borrowings, and external assistance. External assistance is also a debt receipt, and securities issued against small savings is debt receipt, and plus state provident fund is debt receipt and other receipts net. So here we'll get 1,200 plus 800 plus 450 600 plus 1,500. Okay, so we'll add everything. Debt receipts 6,300 crores. Okay, so total is capital receipt is equal to non-debt receipt plus debt receipt. 5,300 plus 1,600 is equal to 1,16,000 crores is the answer. Seasonal variation is repetitive and predictable. So seasonal, one of the characteristics of seasonal variation is repetitive and predictable. The probability that we associate with an interval estimate is called confidence interval. What is confidence interval? The probability that we associate with an interval estimate. Interval estimate is called confidence level. So here it's given corporation tax 1,000, income tax 800, other taxes and duty 600, customs 800, union excise tax 600, service tax 500, tax of union territories 300, interest received 500, dividend and profit 700, external grant 300, other non-tax revenue 1,000, state share 600, receipt of union territories 800, transfer of NCCD to National Calamity Contingency Fund is 300. What is the net tax revenue? So net tax revenue is given by the formula is gross tax revenue minus NCCD transfer to the National Calamity Contingency Fund minus state share. Okay, so gross tax revenue is further is addition of all the taxes, corporation tax, income tax and other taxes and duties, plus customs, union excise duties, plus service tax and the taxes of union territories. So here we add all the taxes part, which we will get to the gross tax revenue for 4,600 crores, and to calculate the net tax revenue we will subtract the NCCD 300 minus state share 600. So we will get net tax revenue as 3,700 crores. So The same problem, what is the non-tax revenue and total revenue receipts? So non-tax revenue is, apart from tax, what are the revenue receipts? Non-tax revenue receipts is given by the formula: interest receipts, dividend profits, external grants, and other non-tax revenue plus receipts of unity and territory. These are all non-tax revenues. So which is 3300 crores. So total revenue receipts we can calculate by adding net tax revenue, which we calculated in the previous problem, and with the current one, non-tax revenue. So total revenue receipts is addition of net tax revenue plus non-tax revenue. So for 4600 plus 3300 is 7900 crores is the answer. So final slide is term repose. Term repose is having tenures of 7 days, 14 days and 28 days. So this was brought to inject liquidity longer than overnight. So it injects liquidity longer than overnight, and it helps to develop interbank money market, which in turn can set market based benchmarks for pricing of loans and deposits. Through that it improves transmission of monetary policy. So it creates a benchmark for loans and advances, loans and deposits, and it improves transmission of monetary policy.